The Clockwork Sakura is one of my favorite light novels ever written. And if you like your stories with a good amount of heart, a dash of adventure, a sprinkle of mystery, and a whole lot of feels, then this movie is for you. It's about Aiko, a 16-year-old girl who lives in Neo-Kyoto in the year 2077. Neo-Kyoto is a gleaming metropolis where towering skyscrapers scrape the clouds, and most importantly, where cherry blossoms never fall and always bloom. This is because all of the sakura in Neo-Kyoto are actually clockwork automata, meaning they're robots. They were created to be companions for the people of Neo-Kyoto and to help them cope with the disappearance of real cherry blossoms. You see, before the rise of nanotechnology and automated automatons, cherry blossoms used to be the symbol of Japan. But then came a series of unfortunate events which led to their extinction. So now they only exist as mechanical copies that are unable to truly blossom or bear fruit. Aiko works as an engineer at her family's auto repair shop, tinkering with everything from clockwork birds to humanoid robots. Ever since she was little, she's dreamed of traveling to the outside world beyond Neo-Kyoto, but she's never been able to afford the expensive tickets that would allow her to do so. One day, while taking apart a clockwork rabbit, she finds a strange blue feather. She doesn't think much of it until later that night, when she has a dream about what seems to be a girl from her dream. The next morning, Aiko finds a small wooden box containing the same blue feather she saw in her dream. And inside the box, there's a message written in old Japanese characters that roughly translates to, "Whoever finds this will become closer to me." The message is signed off by the name Shirayuki. And when Aiko goes back to the clockwork rabbit, she realizes that the inscription on its belly matches the characters in the note. Turns out the rabbit was once owned by Shirayuki herself, a renowned engineer who disappeared 15 years ago. And so begins our story. Intrigued by the mystery of who Shirakawa really was and why she's suddenly reached out to Aiko across time, Aiko sets out to find her. In her search, Aiko comes across an old abandoned treehouse on the outskirts of town. And when she looks around, she notices something peculiar, namely the dozens of empty birdhouses that hang from its branches. Then she hears a voice coming from within the treehouse. It calls out to her, singing a song that sounds hauntingly familiar. And although she can't see anyone, she can feel a presence watching her from the shadows. Unable to shake the feeling that something is there, Aiko tries to leave, but she soon finds that she's locked inside. Suddenly, the tree bursts into life, revealing itself to be a gigantic clockwork mechanism adorned with blooming cherry blossoms. And the mysterious voice now takes on a physical form, appearing before Aiko as a beautiful white-haired woman. Her name is Sakura, which means cherry blossom in Japanese, and she's the last of her kind. Sakura reveals that she's been waiting for Aiko to come here for 15 years. She tells Aiko that they're connected through blood, meaning that Aiko is actually Sakura's niece by marriage. See, Sakura was engaged to Aiko's grandfather before his untimely demise. And when she learned that he had left behind an unborn child, she vowed to look after that child, whom we now know to be Aiko's mother when she grew up. Over the years, she continued to watch over Aiko from afar, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal herself. That time has finally come because Sakura needs Aiko's help to repair her body and awaken her consciousness. As Aiko tinkers with Sakura's internal clockwork, she learns more about the world that existed before Neo-Kyoto was built. Back then, Sakura and her people lived among humans, working together to maintain the city's clockwork automata and ensuring that everyone's lives ran smoothly. There was no animosity between the two species, and everything seemed to be going well until one day when a group of radical humans carried out an attack on the automata, branding them as nothing more than soulless machines. Sakura's father, who was the leader of the automata at the time, managed to fight back and protect the innocent. But he was killed in the process. After his death, Sakura and her kind decided to build a new city away from the humans. And that's how Neo Kyoto was born. But not everyone was happy with this arrangement. There were some humans who didn't want to leave the old city, and so they started building walls around it to prevent anyone from leaving. As the years went on, those humans became known as the sealed eels. With time being the greatest sculptor of all, they became twisted and distorted, turning into hideous monsters with grey skin and a voracious appetite for flesh. The cherry blossoms that once symbolized peace between the two species withered and died, leaving behind only memories and seeds that never sprouted. Eventually, the remaining automata sealed themselves within the boundaries of Neo Kyoto, agreeing to live in blissful ignorance of the horrors that awaited them outside. In the present day, however, Sakura believes that things can still be different. She wants to break free of the confines of Neo Kyoto and venture out into the wider world. To do so, she needs Aiko's help. Not only does Aiko possess the engineering skills needed to complete Sakura's repairs, but she also holds the key to unlocking Sakura's heart. By defeating the sealed eels and planting the seeds of the real cherry blossoms, Sakura hopes that she can bring peace between humans and automata once again. I'm not gonna lie, this movie hits hard. If you're anything like me, then you'll probably find yourself tearing up by the end of it. The story is both beautiful and heartbreaking, exploring themes of love, loss, prejudice, and acceptance. Along the way, we're treated to some stunning visuals, including intricate close-ups of the clockwork mechanisms and sweeping vistas of the neon-lit cityscape. The soundtrack is also amazing, featuring a mix of traditional Japanese instruments and modern electronic beats that perfectly captures the film's emotional weight. If you're looking for a movie to watch, then I highly recommend checking out The Clockwork Sakura. It's a story that will stay with you long after the credits roll. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.